action. In 2018, the Auckland Rugby League is putting the game in your hands. Never miss a hit from New Zealand's premier rugby league competition. To get the inside edge on where you can watch the action live and free, head up aucklandleague.co.nz. Live league action. aucklandleague.co.nz.
Hi, Andy Hay here, Head of Coaching and Development for Auckland Rugby League. Big news this week, it will be the first ever training camp for the Auckland Vulcans. It will take place on Sunday the 1st of July. It will be hosted at the home of the Vodafone Warriors. For any further details, please contact us at aucklandleague.co.nz.
Oh my
Some
dear.
of the hits in this one. Here.
Love the College Rugby League.
Williams again leading the way. Murray getting involved as well. They come back towards the middle of the park. And oh, guess what? Another big hit. Knock on, so what a hit there. Here.
Love the College Rugby League.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into a very wet Westlake Boys High School on Auckland's North Shore. Today, bringing you live and free the SAS College Rugby League clash between Westlake Boys High School and MtAlbert Grammar. We are just a couple of minutes away from kickoff in this one, which is going to see the 9th place Westlake Boys side take on 7th place MtAlbert. And it's approaching must-win territory for both of these two teams if they are to qualify through to the top division of the SAS College Rugby League competition. As we get down to the business end of things, a little look at some of the results from last week. It was another win for St Paul's over Manurewa. Avondale got up 34-12 over Aotearoa College. Otahuhu and Westlake, this was our live stream game last week, and Otahuhu, they got up to an early lead, but Westlake clawed them back in the end. A 12-8 victory for Otahuhu, but Westlake probably taking plenty of heart from that one. Pakaranga 24, Papatoetoe 22, a close one there. MtAlbert Grammar, they had a win 24-4. Well, my apologies, Southern Cross had the win in that one, 24-4 over MtAlbert. And Carlston Boys getting up 16 points to 14 over Wesley College. So those are the results from last week. A little look at the games on around Auckland today. And what is round 7 of the SAS College Rugby League. Avondale take on Otahuhu College. Aotearoa College take on St Paul's. Manurewa versus Pakuranga. Westlake up against MtAlbert. Papatoetoe, they take on Carlston Boys. And Wesley face Southern Cross. That'll be a good game there. A clash of two of the real pace setters so far in this one. Now going to welcome into the commentary box for the first time today my commentary partner, as always, Troy Hardy. Well, Troy, we touched on it earlier, but it's getting to must-win territory for both of these two teams. A couple of weeks left in the regular season. It's make or break time.
Absolutely, mate. I think with the last few rounds coming up, there's a wee bit of a school holiday break in between all of that as well. Both teams are going to be looking to get, these competition points on the ladder. I'm not sure about Westlake. They could be too long gone inside the ladder. MtAlbert, however, if everything going according their way and the wind's blowing in the right direction and mathematically it all counts, today could keep them in the hunt. And but basically they've got to do back-to-back wins as we go through to the end of the rounds.
Yeah, so a couple of big games going on across Auckland today. That Wesley versus Southern Cross game will be a big one out at Wesley. And also with one eye on St Paul's looking to keep that unbeaten run going against Aotearoa College. So we can see the referee has now blown his whistle to get the players onto the field. Our referee today in the middle of the park is Warwick Freeman, a vastly experienced Auckland Rugby League referee. He's refereed in the Fox and the Shaman. And he will take control of this game. Troy, a little look at these two teams. Well, Mags have certainly got the size advantage. There's some real athletes in this team.
Absolutely.
But we saw last week with Westlake, boy, they're a gutsy team. They just keep coming back.
Yep, and they played a fairly sizable team in Otahuhu. They were fast around the field. They kept turning them around in the early kicks. Tried to play them positionally down inside their territory. At the end of the day, Otahuhu, probably had too many big boys, and they punched at the centre of the line a number of times and got some tries on the board. But credit where credit's due. Westlake certainly showed a lot of heart in that match. MtAlbert have got a little bit of size. but not as big as the Otahu boys, but they have got some. They've got some thoroughbreds in their team, as you can see them coming into your screen now, ladies and gentlemen. There's some class acts there from Richmond Rovers, MtAlbert Rugby League. I think there's a couple of Marist Saints players in there as well. And I know you've got some backstories on a few of the players, Corey.
So the boys going through their final chat with the referee today. We did just see on screen there the Auckland Rugby League referees tops, sponsored by Crown Lift Trucks. If you are interested in joining the referees, there's the website, arlrefs.co.nz. Shout out to New Zealand Institute of Sport as well on that jersey. We'll have an exciting announcement from the New Zealand Institute of Sport about some opportunities for students going forward as well. And a big thank you as well to Hayden and Rollett, who bring you this competition in association with SAS Sport. It's going to be Westlake to get us underway today.
So we get ready to kick off, and we're right in amongst all of the sporters here, Corey. So we'll be picking up a wee bit of action around us.
And off we go off the boot of Parsons. Late call up to start at halfback after an injury. And it will be Mags with first use of the footy. This Mags team,
Good carry.
good carry forward there. That's a pace setter on a day like this. This Mags team, 2 wins to their name so far and 4 losses, but some close ones in there, Troy. They started off with a, I think, 2-point loss to Kelston, a 4-2 defeat in that one. So they've been right in it, but
Not much separating the Mags boys in a lot of their games, as you said. In their first match, it was a late try in the game, which cost them. And at the end of the day, a loss is a loss. Well, he managed to re-pull that back in on a bobble.
and Tofa in the end drops that one, and so it will be handover about 30 metres off the line. Again, we do apologise. The field markings here not ideal, I guess, for rugby league, with looks like some rugby markings still
Yeah, for the first 15, I'd say, mate.
taking precedent there. But that's the way it goes. We had a similar situation last week at Otahu College as well, so do bear with us. It's the first scrum of the game, packs down. So MtAlbert finishing that opening set on an error. And now to pack down the scrum, Parsons to feed. They work it out now. Maxwell having a carry. He's also involved in the second 15 rugby union team. Driven the ground there, and a little second effort, so they're going to get a penalty at the end of that, and it's Fa'awi who wins the penalty. Dag now just talking to the troops. Parsons is going to kick for touch. Does so, and it's a
poor
shocker.
kick. Yeah.
It's not out, trapped at the feet, and Mags pick it up. So that's poor from Westlake there. And on a day like this, you've got to be so careful with little things like the kicks. MtAlbert now with the chance to work the ball forward. 40 metres out from their line now.
Yeah, good tackle, Westlake, good tackle.
The middle of the park now, the big fella with the show and the go. Tuitama, who's taking the ground on a dominant tackle from Westlake, right on halfway now. Wolf clears the ruck, and now they head out towards this left edge. Play breaks down, but play on is the call. Picked up, but ragdolled to ground. Westlake good up and in defence. They swing back to the middle of the field, and they get a kick away off the boot of the captain, Kelly. Tricky one for Tomaniko to pick up, but he takes it back, and then driving the shoulder in is Tofu. So a bit of a feeling out period probably early in this game as both teams sort of get a feel for the conditions, Troy, and it's going to play a big part today, isn't it? That field is fairly drenched. It's held up remarkably well, but there's been a lot of rain, so it's going to be a forwards day, which you would think is going to favour Mags.
Great D. They seem to be pretty good line speed in MtAlbert Grammar on their defence. Good pressure on the kick.
They get to their kick, but it's fielded on the full this time by Graham Tolfa, who steps his way through. He's got his twin brother Lani in this team as well. They both play for the MtAlbert Lions. Little dart out of dummy half now by Levasa, and that's a good carry forward, eventually taken to ground by Tuaana. Short side they go. Kelly shifts play on, and now they've got numbers here, Mags, and they spread it out via the second rower. Kamu's still going, and Sam Kamu's going to open the scoring with a jinking run down the left-hand side. We wait for confirmation. Referee Freeman points to the spot, and it is Mags who open the scoring here at Westlake Boys. Let's take a look now on the SAS replay. They come down this short side, and really the key was in that last pass there from Taufa. And Kamu, he's got plenty of work to do here, Troy, but he does really well. Swerves his way through and manages to break away from one. Too powerful in the end.
Yeah, showed a wee bit of toe as well, just quietly. Created a wonderful opportunity out there, and the boys managed to, get the ball completely clean passes out to the edge, and basically ended up just being, catch, pass, run, and then he went. As we wait for the kick to come, big thank you to SAS Sporting Apparel, major sponsors of the College Rugby League, along with the Fox Memorial. And this weekend we're going live again with round 11.
Yep.
And round 11 is going to go off at 12 p.m. as the start. So get along to the Auckland website. Now, kick is good, Corey, 2 points. aucklandleague.co.nz. We start at 12 with the curtain raiser, and then the main game kicks off at 2:30 with the build-up with Corey and myself from 2 o'clock on.
Yeah, we've been spoilt really with our live stream games on the Fox this year. Boy, we've had some brilliant games so far. Long may that continue as we build into the business end of the competition.
So just gone to our stats man, Corey, and I know you love him. MtAlbert's completed a couple of sets back-to-back. We've got one completion of set with Westlake as they kick off, so probably haven't had as much ball as MtAlbert at this point. And MtAlbert on the return now. And not a bad carry across the park. And it's from the young lad who scored the try. Look for a quick play of the ball. There's a big settler here.
Good carry forward there that time by Gillett. He called it a settler, Troy. He had other ideas, a little bit of footwork at the line there, and now they come back through the middle of the park, a bumping carry forward. But Westlake do well to get up. Good first up contact from Westlake to take the big fella to ground. That time it was Tuitama. They centralise now and bring in the other back rower now. Rico. Dangerous play the ball there. They get out of dummy half now and come back to the middle of the park. Patello plays short. That's good rugby league. There's a second try. Hint of double movement, but I think it's going to be okay. Freeman checks with both touchies and points to the spot. And the second try of the game.
Not the ideal kickoff to run the length of the field and sort of set. Put a few points on the wall.
And there was a lot of big carries in that set, Troy. A lot of bumping carries. They left men on the ground. Patello here, lovely play. And then just finds his back rower, Rico, looming in support, who does well to keep the arm up.
Absolutely.
And stretch out and score. So Mags, with a kick in front, you would think will double their advantage here.
That's right. Give him the kiss of death, Corey.
Someone's got to do it every week, Troy. Someone's got to do it.
So just on that one from the kickoff, they went 80 metres and four-play the balls and put a try on the ball. Thank you, TJ.
So the kick lined up in front. You can see some of that rain starting to come down here, and it's an easy one from there. And it is Mags 12, Westlake Boys 0. 8 minutes gone here at Westlake Boys. So Mags, they've started this game in perfect fashion, really. They need to make a statement today. They need a win, and they need a fairly sizable win if they are any chance of mixing it with the big boys come the business end.
Yeah. Still early stages, though. You know, Westlake just need to have a wee bit of ball and then obviously have some patience and look to build some pressure. Get a couple of sets in.
Well, we saw it last week, Troy, as well. They got off to a slow start against Otahuhu, but just their, I guess, little extra efforts, they were able to remain in the game long enough. And then at some point, possession tends to turn, doesn't it? And they were there to take advantage. So back underway we go. And it's a deeper kick this time.
Gone to the left-hand edge this time. And good tackle. The guy split them.
Straight through the middle of the park now. Gillett Gillett still running the ball now. Gets the offload out the back as well. This is good rugby league from Mags. Eventually taken down just short of halfway. Wolf will clear the ruck now. Brings the other back rower in. It's Tui Tama. And there's no letting up right now. Big bodies everywhere for Mags, and they're doing some damage in the middle of the park. Wolf to his playmaker, who brings in the back rower, Rico, taking the ground now. Penalty as well, and they were always struggling on that set with Westlake, and in the end it told.
So it's
And actually it's
penalties gone to
gone the
Westlake.
other way, so that's an interesting one. So not too sure exactly what the ruling was there, Troy. It didn't look like
Mag's
there was a
captain
lot
went
in
to
it.
have a chat, but he was sent away. So Westlake kicked for touch. They peel off a couple of metres as they march up the field.
Yeah, and he makes sure of it this time after the earlier penalty, which failed to find touch. He makes no mistake this time.
So it'll be interesting to see what tactics they deploy here. Talking to the coaches earlier from the MtAlbert side, you know, they rated their defence. They reckon they were pretty good on the scramble.
So work down the short side now.
Good strong carry. Bad play the ball.
And
Yeah.
mistake as well. Kicks the ball away in frustration there, Toya. So they turn the ball over now just short of halfway. So everything going Mag's way so far.
Yeah, not what they would have liked. So get ready to pack in. Acknowledgement to our associated sponsors, Hate It and Roll It. Supporting the College Rugby League, brought to you by ARL and live stream partner Ctas. Great run from the base of the scrum.
Yeah, another good carry from Tuitama, who has been active today. Graham Tolfa now jumps out of dummy half. Graham Tolfa, look out. He's got some pace on him, this kid. Beats one, beats two, eventually dragged down from behind. Looks dangerous every time he touches the ball so far. Wolf clears the ruck. They centralise now.
Ooh.
And up above the horizontal.
Yeah,
Time off. Player and a bit of
just landed
discomfort.
awkwardly. I don't think there was any malice in that.
No, you're right. It was probably more accidental, Troy. I guess sometimes when you get up there, the momentum can sort of take control there. And so we got a
Clock
penalty at
back
the end
on.
of it. Clock back on. So player up and okay, which is the main thing.
Tap and go or take the points?
You tap and go here for sure. Keep the pressure on. And that is just what they do. Gillett, the Richmond player at club level.
Going to have to show some pride in the line here.
Out
And
the
the
back,
ball goes
it's
astray.
scrappy, off the knees, but picked up and okay. And now they go out towards the left wing. And have we been called back? Play on is the call, and it looks like Lee Vassa, who's going to go over and score MtAlbert's third try of the game, and it comes really from broken play. The ball hits the deck. Let's take a look now on the SAS replay.
I think when the ball bobbled here, they sort of crowded in around him, didn't they? Not really expecting him to offload and send it to the winger.
And to be fair, it's a fantastic step from the centre there as well, and it is Levassa who's scored in the end, and he's got a
Untouched.
free run to the line as it is in the end, and he almost slowed up there to the point where I thought it may have been knocked
He
on.
made a fake to put it down and then, you know, pinched a few more metres in towards the upright. And one thing I noticed about the replay on that session going round was the body language. You see the Westlake boys sort of slumped there a wee
Yeah.
bit, so they're in conference now. And I dare say their trainer's going to be having to amp them up and get some energy back into their line.
So they step in here, and the kick
Just
is
away.
away, so it remains. MtAlbert Grammar 16, Westlake Boys High School 0. 12 minutes gone here at Westlake Boys High School. It's getting pretty dark as well, Troy, so not only is the rain a factor, but certainly cloud cover as well.
Hopefully that's not a factor come Saturday. We're at Richmond Park, and Richmond is the live game that we'll be streaming, and they're up against Point Chevalier, so a little bit of a local derby there. And
Yeah.
that'll be a big clash to see. I know that the Richmond Bulldogs will be looking forward to that.
And similarly, I think probably Point Chevalier, Troy, who were well beaten last week. And And no doubt they'll be looking forward to getting back into it. They lost the Roop last week. They lost the lead of the competition. So they'll be fired up. Point Chevalier, it should be a really good game. The curtain raiser as well, MtAlbert up against Northcote.
Yeah, that'll be a great clash.
Good defence there from Westlake. They're driving back. So that's a bit more like it from the home side.
Big 10.
Need to find a way to replicate that. You're right, Troy. It is a very big 10.
I think they just stayed with the referee. They didn't actually jam up on the runner. And penalty there.
You do have to feel a little bit sorry for the referee as well, trying to mark out the 10 on the rugby union field. Always tricky as Freeman blows another penalty.
Okay, I'm loving this. So MtAlbert currently completing at 75%. So, you know, not only having the ball go their way, we're getting a few opportunities, and penalties. We get a count on the penalties as well. 4 penalties, Westlake being awarded.
So the tap and the go from Antonio Wolf, and we're back underway now. And it's straight into it with a big carry forward from Kamu. So huge test here for Westlake. Pivotal moment in the game, you would think. They go to the line now. Gillett, has he gone over? Ball's come loose. It's going to be called knock on. So did everything but score the try there that time, the big fella, Troy.
There'll be a rare error getting rolled up on the old stat sheet. We keep referring to our stat man. Probably something new that we've brought in over the last couple of weeks. And kind of cool initiative, even though Corey keeps raising his eyebrows. And I won't be talking about
That's
any...
just because I can't count, Troy.
We get ready now to reset the scrum. And Westlake will be definitely looking to complete a set of 6 out of here and come off the back with a good kick.
Yeah, it's key for them, isn't it? And it's interesting. Last week we saw them kick early and probably try and turn their Tahu team around. Haven't seen so much of it today, so it's maybe a tactic they want to get back to here. And I wouldn't be afraid to kick on tackle 3 or 4 here and just try and do something a little bit different, because what they're doing right now isn't working so well. They jump out of dummy half here, but struggling to make meters, and that's good defence from Mags. They drive him back 5. It's Gillett who's heavily involved once again. Disciplined defensive line here, and they get a penalty. This will help. So the jinking run from Harris Chase.
Just need to build a little bit of pressure here, so looking to complete the set as the ball comes out towards the commentary box and the fans for Westlake. Right down in front of us now. So they'll definitely be looking to complete this set and to create an opportunity.
Well, it'll be their first time in a good ball situation if they can march downfield a few. But look at that defence, up and in.
3 of the biggest boys on the park. It's hammer time. Oh, that's a little
got him high
that
time. Play on's going to be the call. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And he definitely got him high. To be fair, there was a noticeable height difference, so he was always up against it to make good contact.
I think he ducked down too, which sort of helped.
Yeah.
Okay, so back-to-back penalties.
Made sure of it again after that earlier disaster where they didn't find touch.
Now, to be fair, Westlake know how to score. They've got a wee bit of talent around their edges as well. So
back underway with Harris, who burrows it forward. That's a good carry here. He wants a quick play of the ball, but good technique from Mags. Spinning him over onto the back, slowing it down, but too long in there again. And we are approaching Sinbin territory if they don't improve their discipline very quickly here, Mags, because that is 3 ruck penalties in a row. They're going to tap and go now off the boot of Jaden Dagg.
Oh, ran straight into a full stop there.
Fafita, that time the carrier. The 5th form back rower. Dagg shuffles play on now. They come up to this right edge. First time in good ball territory now. And that is a good carry forward there by Wilson. Dagg centralises. Toya will go to the line. A little bit of footwork. Toya dragging a couple with him. Still going as Toya. Eventually taken down 2 meters out from the line. Dagg looking right. That's the way he'll go. Shuffle play on now. Holding it up. A little jink at the line for Jansen. Driving forward, but Mags defence.
Gone left and right on the ruck. Sorry, Corey.
Too good so far. They spin it out the back now. They get to their kick. The chase is good, but it's nicely cleaned up that time. But look at that. If they manage to trap him, he's just escaped. That's a solid kick return from Mata. And now they work their way out, and Westlake have to be so careful here. The ball has come loose. It's going to be a penalty at the end of it. Strippers the call. They've got to be careful they don't undo all the good work they've done here, Westlake.
Well, they've probably just got a get out of jail card there. They were mounting pressure and they were looking very tidy, and giving away a silly penalty ain't going to help.
So Kelly kicks for touch and finds it on the left-hand side.
Were you trying to work out what the meterage was there? Yeah, you were? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably about the 40, mate.
So the tap and the go. Tell you who has been heavily involved defensively is Patello for Mags. Made a number of tackles in that last set now as they jump at a dummy half with Wolf.
They're certainly chomping up a few metres as they skirt out of the dummy half position.
40 out from the line now. Gillett carries forward the Richmond enforcer. Boy, their bookends have been good to start this one, Mags.
Drop back on inside.
Yeah,
He's been impressive too, the second rower.
He has indeed.
Looking to
Scored a
offload.
try. Rico. The left edge calling now. Mags will remain straight for the time being. Patello
Westlake still trying to get back into the defence line.
just short of the line now. Kelly puts boot to ball. Brilliantly timed chase. Did he ground it okay? Referee Freeman says yes, he did. This will make for sweet viewing on the replay because the timing of the run here and the skill to put it down in the end. Nice stuff from Mags. And a shout out as well to Kelly, who puts this one on a dime. You can see Patello just straightens up here. He goes very close to scoring.
And just off the screen to the right-hand side, a lot of Westlake players were coming back into the defence line. They were found wanting out there when they moved to the left edge.
And then Kelly just dinks this one behind.
Big holes.
And we're not going to catch the number there, unfortunately. It may be the 15, Liku. We'll have to confirm that one later. But anyway, the one that matters is that Mags are in again.
Oh, could be getting new bits of information very soon from the stat bank.
Like Christmas Day all the time, isn't it? Just sitting there
Yeah,
waiting.
that's right. Instead of having a CPU, we've got a little TJU.
And it's a good conversion. Flags are up. So they're still beating the scoreboard, MtAlbert Grammar, as we approach the 22nd minute of this match. Remembering these are 25-minute halves in the SAS College Rugby League comp.
So just in regards to sets and time and motion, MtAlbert have had the ball 11 sets and completed 8 of them.
Wow.
So I know you're hot on the numbers, Corey. As a conversion rate on that as a percentage, it's probably up in the higher 70s. And to be fair, without all the joking around, Westlake have been starved of ball.
Absolutely.
You know, and when they've got the ball, they've had a couple of opportunities down here, and then it's gone begging, to be fair. So they need to get some sets back to back. They need to complete them.
And they've struggled coming out of their own end as well, Westlake.
Yep.
So that part of the game needs to be better for them. And really, they've just got to get to half-time now. Well, at 22-0, it's not ideal, but it's manageable if they're good enough. Anything more than that, and they start to really struggle here, Westlake, as Mags get back underway now. Tuitama says, come here, boys. I fancy another hit up. And both of the props have been wonderful so far for the visitors. Speaking of, I've put the mocker on him.
Now
Gillett.
this is an opportunity for Westlake.
Wolf jumps out of dummy half now. My apologies, that time it was Dag.
Inside. They get a penalty.
Gillett compounds his earlier error with a penalty, and so this is an ideal time to strike here. They've got time on their side, Westlake. If they are good enough, they tap and go. Dag restarts, and it is Harris who takes it forward. He's tackled by his opposite number, Patello. Lassen. They're 3 metres out from the line now, Westlake. Patience the key here. Dag centralises. MtAlbert solid on their line so far now. Dag goes short again, but look at the line speed from MtAlbert. Brilliant defence. They're up and in the face. Lokini Tama that time involved as well. They're a little bit one-dimensional here, Westlake. They need to throw something different. I'm not sure you're going to go through this Mags team. Last tackle coming up. Must get to a good kick. Dag. The shuffle play on. It looks like it's going to be hot potato stuff here. Kick straight into Mags. That's poor stuff from Westlake, really. Very one-dimensional for most of that set. And at the end of it, just didn't get their execution right. And now Mags now can smell blood in the water. Almost gets the offload away to the man looming in support. They would have been in big trouble then. And as it is, the old Benji out the back. Knock on, I think. We're going to get a penalty at the end of it. And that penalty will go in the way of MtAlbert Grammar. So with about a minute to go in this half, Mags with the chance to finish with the ball. $22-0 up. They're going to keep the pressure on. Kelly, good kick for touch. Boy, he looks an athlete, Kelly, doesn't he? Big, strong enough to run the ball, but he's got some nice skills as well. Levasa throws the ball back in field, and we'll restart off the boot of Wolf. Inside the final minute by our count.
Yeah, Westlake won't want to leak any more just before half-time.
Now the big fella lines it up to Itama. Still driving the legs, eventually taken down. They're about 10 out from the line now. Kelly takes it, it's half to half, and now they go back door to Graham Tolfa, who puts on lovely hands, and the big centre is going to crash over, and it is Nella Tolfa.
Just on the button too.
Right on the siren. Mags crash over for another one and put it down to the quick hands of Graham Tolfa, who delivers a lovely pass at the end of this one. But it's a nice move altogether, really. Look at this, Kelly just directing traffic there. It's nicely constructed here and just chiming into the back. Graham Tolfa, who stands up Dag just with that bit of space, delivers the ball at the back, and they were never stopping him here. Copped a shot on the back right at the death for his troubles, but MtAlbert Grammar in again. Kick to come before we go to Oranges. And they're cruising so far.
And don't go too far at the break, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little highlights package from last week's match. And then again, we don't, because somebody didn't go to the drop box. As they look at me with a big blank expression on their face, we will have a wee bit of a chat and catch up with maybe a stat man as we have a break. And boy, she's a little bit dark and chilly down here now, Corey.
Kamu steps in and kick is away. And so at halftime, MtAlbert Grammar 26, Westlake Boys High School 0. Back in a few minutes' time.